WrestleMania 41 is in the books. We're here to talk about it. We're here to react to it. And you're brandishing the belt, and we got to talk
Yeah.
about some title changes because we got a bunch of them at WrestleMania 41. So if you like wrestling content, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button because we talk about wrestling on this podcast and hip hop and other sports. So if you're into it, check it out. Share us with a friend. And I say let's get right into it, man. If you don't know us already, it's the young Rottweiler, Ethan Hamilton, and I'm WW7 Sutton. So, hey, Ethan, now that we got all of the introductions out of the way, let's get right into the nitty gritty. It's John Cena winning his 17th world title against Cody Rhodes. And I'm happy for him. I really am, But how do you feel about the way John Cena won this title?
I had to put limitations on this match and my expectations for it because John is definitely up there in age. And as far as what he's told the audience, us fans, that like he can't do a lot of the moves that he used to do in the past, right? You're not gonna see him pull out a Hurricane Rama like how he did on a random match like 5-10 years ago. He's not gonna do that, right? So I knew this match was going to be very slow. I was expecting a lot more shenanigans, so to speak. But I was overall happy that Cena got his 17th and officially holds that title of the most world titles in WWE history. But all in all, I'm just really just happy that he won that. What are your? Because I feel like we should lead with love before we get to the hate, right? So what were your thoughts about just Cena winning the belt over Cody? Cody officially made it to a year holding the title after being Roman last year. And I don't know. I thought this was a solid way for them to switch, at least for the time being.
Yeah, there are a lot of aspects about this match that I liked. I think the biggest thing is obviously John Cena winning his 17th championship. I think he's the GOAT. There's not really a lot of arguments behind it. He carried the company for years. And I think the biggest thing I loved about this match is John Cena kind of like feeding into I'm not doing any of this for the fans. I'm doing it for myself. I mean, his whole entrance, he didn't have any of the colors, any of the crazy, vibrant movements that he normally comes out with. It was just a black screen with his name, John Cena. That's it. And then his wrestling also looked like it too. He was just beating up Cody. He didn't do anything special. Didn't pull out like the leg drop that he does over the guy's neck or, yeah, like you said, more moves that we would see earlier on in his career. He was just there to win. And while it wasn't the most exciting match ever, I think it did a good, like, it did justice to what they were trying to do with John Cena as a heel. He did exactly what John Cena wouldn't have done for the last 18 years. He pulled the pad off the turnbuckle. He hit Cody with a low blow. He hit him with the title. Got interference from Travis Scott. These are all things that we had never seen John Cena do. So I don't know. I really enjoy that aspect of it, but I get why people are upset. I guess like the involvement of Travis Scott, everyone's going to be like, well, why? To be fair, he got involved for whatever reason when John Cena turned heel and hit Cody. It became a huge storyline. Why are they not going to capitalize on it when Cody knows that people want to see him get his lick back on Travis Scott? So
And he did. And he did.
He did. He hit him with an awesome crossroads. Shout out to Travis Scott for selling the fuck out of that too, because that is not an easy move.
Sold the fuck out. And I want to give a special shout out to Cody too, especially early in that match. He was selling everything that John was throwing at him, and I really appreciated that. Like you could tell, Cody was like, you know what, I'm the professional that I am. I'm gonna send John out the right way and let him have this moment. I'm curious to see what goes further with this title of the storyline, right? Between The Rock, Cena, and Cody. And we're going to talk about maybe a fourth person where they might start joining into this. But just all in all, I can see why people are a little underwhelmed by the match in and of itself. But I was happy that Cena won, man. So shout out to John, because 17th, man. I never thought we were gonna see it. Like, it's really the last like 5-6 years when he's definitely like slowed down from wrestling. I never thought we like a run. I was expecting to see The Rock show up at some point, and we didn't get that, which is it's WrestleMania. Like, considering all the involvement The Rock was in last year in the promotion, and then you see the stark contrast of now, like, he really wasn't on any of the promo leading up to it. So maybe it makes sense that he wasn't here today. But
yeah, I don't know. I was kind of in the same boat of just surprised not to see Rock come out. I thought he would have came out with Travis Scott too. But I don't know. I guess maybe they're saving Rock for more stuff down the line. Maybe there's something they want to do with him and Roman still. It's going to be an interesting lead up to the next Mania, because we won't see John Cena at it, but we know he has the title now, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens the next couple of weeks on TV, because if he's doing what he truly says he's doing, we're not going to see that belt again. We shouldn't see that belt again.
Also, too, like, that's another thing too. Like, how is he going to hold on to the belt? Like, is he going to do what he said, take it home? Is he going to do a thing where he loses it on the first night match, like the Raw after Mania? Like, what is he going to end up doing with said belt? So that's what I'm really, really excited to see.
I don't think he'll lose it. I think he'll probably carry it, because for a couple of months, I would say. There are probably some like last couple of feuds that he'll want to do. People want to see him have another match with Randy for whatever reason, even though they fought like 1,800 times.
Randy?
Yeah. I love Randy, and I love Cena.
We're getting him and Randy before it's over with.
I feel like there are just so many other matches I'd want to see, but including maybe one of the guys who just won the IC championship. And that, of course, is Dominic Mysterio, who, against all the odds, in a fatal 4-way against Braun Breaker, Penta, and his Judgment Day teammate, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio comes out on top. The end of that match the whole match was awesome. In my opinion, this was probably...
This is your favorite match?
I don't know if it was my favorite. That's what I was going to say. I think like a top 3 match. Top 3 match of the 2 nights, because I did love the triple threat main event.
We're gonna get to the triple threats.
Yeah, we will definitely get to the triple threats. But this one was a lot of fun too, man. Just seeing Dominic get his spotlight here. I think it was time for him to win a mid-card championship, and to see him and Finn turn on each other the way they did in that match too was just a lot of fun. And it's gonna be interesting to see Dominic Mysterio as our RC champion. I'm sure he's going to give us a lot of fun storylines, and I'm excited to see how the fans are. The fans were hyped when he won the championship.
Bro, this is one of the only times I can remember them not booing him, and they were
exactly
so loud when he won.
But they're probably going to boo the shit out of him on Raw tomorrow, right? When he's talking, probably. Right?
Maybe who knows? Maybe this is finally the time where they don't, but they just cheer him on.
He's just a natural babyface because he's got the champion now.
But my thing was, it was time. It was time to, like, the Judgment Day storyline was amazing for his development as a wrestler, especially pairing him up with 2 superstars like Liv Morgan, like Rhea Ripley. Now it's probably turning the corner where he's going to have to stand on his own 2 feet, right? Not saying him and Liv's storyline is over with at all, but now that he's a title holder, now we care about you and not just who you're with or the group that you're in. And so that's a lot of pressure for him. And I'm really excited to see what him and his character do. Because you see guys like Braun Breaker, you see guys like LA Knight, that now these mid cards, they're starting to now transition into those upper cards. Like, this isn't the end of Braun Breaker. Nowhere near it. Like, Braun Breaker now, with
he
guys
might be the one to take the belt off Jey Uso.
That's not a bad idea, because Jey Uso finally lived up to the hype and became main event Jey Uso, and finally got his world title belt that we all kind of knew was going to happen. It was time.
Yeah. I'm happy for Jey. I think, like, Obviously, a lot of people saw it coming because of just how over he is with everybody. But my biggest problem with the match is just how they buried Gunther. Um, like Gunther was supposed to be the strongest champion, and while the rest of the match was passable, I guess the fact that he tapped to a sleeper in less than like 3 seconds, I'm like, come on, man. That just it doesn't make Gunther look intimidating at all, man. That just really sucks because I feel like they were cooking with him. And again, I'm not mad to see Jey Uso won. I expected it, but I would have been caught more off guard if Gunther won, and I would have liked it more. I would have just liked to see the belt on Gunther longer, but that's not how the business works.
But it was time. It was time for them to pull the trigger on Jay, like the similar.
Oh yeah,
in the way
bro.
last year.
You see how much money
Sammy,
he's bringing in with the merch. You see how much money and how the kids are eat all the time. It's inescapable.
All it took was one drunk press conference with Cody Rhodes, and they made a bajillion dollars off of that. That's all it took. But I mean, I am happy for it. The moment between Jay and Jimmy after the match was really, really dope. But I don't know if that beats what I think is probably the funniest moment of the night, and that was when Stone Cold crashed his ATV on the side of the ring. Bro, dude, that shit was so fucking funny. I was watching Mania at work, right? And when I heard Stone Cold's music, I went fucking crazy because like I thought Stone Cold was done. Like we kind of should have knew it coming because they asked him again this year if he was showing up, and he's like, no, not really. And it seemed like this year they were promoting him a little more than usual. Than the mysterious thing where he hides on his little chicken farm. So when he showed up with his ATV, and then like he'd even make it the full round, and he hit the side wall, bro. And like the barricade and knocked the lady over through the barricade. I was dying laughing. I was like, bro, that is the end of that. That is the end of them letting Stone Cold do that damn ATV. It was cool once when they did it for Mania at AT&T. It's cool. It's done now. We don't need to see it anymore.
I just love to think about Stone Cold Steve Austin like driving the ATV back into Gorilla and being like, God damn it, Hunter, what the steps weren't wide enough.
Bro, the fact that all the corporate people had to come out in the middle of Mania while Stone Cold is doing that just to check on the lady that got knocked over is hilarious. Like this is such an unserious moment. Such an unserious. And Stone Cold
I wasn't even mad we didn't. That's what I was gonna say. We didn't even get a stunner, bro, and I'm not even mad because he crashed the fuck out of the ATV.
That was funny as fuck. That was funny as fuck. But probably, I think it's time to talk about how much I think the two triple threat matches carry WrestleMania these past 2 nights. And I wanted to. Which one did you want to talk about first? You want to talk about Io, Bianca, and Rhea, or did you want to talk about Roman, Rollins, and Punk?
Let's talk about Io, Bianca, and Rhea, just because I feel like this one kind of went the way I wanted it to, and I feel like a lot of people wanted it to, and with Io retaining. And shout out to all 3 of them because the match was great itself, but the end result is what everybody wanted because for how great Rhea was as a champion, I think people, I don't want to say are tired of her, but just want to see her do something a little different before she's thrown right back into being champ again. And then with Bianca, there's just so much more that she can do right now. While Io just got the belt, she's a great champion. She puts on great matches with anybody she works with. And yeah, I think it was the right move personally. I don't know how you felt about that match, but I personally very much enjoyed it too. Yeah.
It's probably my second favorite match of the night. And it's a credit to all those 3 women. Like just a lot of the sequences, like whenever Io kind of she knocked over Rhea, right? And then she went straight up into a keep you up and then was celebrating, emoting, and then had Bianca come in and just knock her right over. I thought it was amazing. I thought how she won it was amazing. It was a great match. It was a really great match. She breaks, pardon me, Bianca Belair's undefeated WrestleMania record, which I didn't think I thought Bianca was gonna win this match. I thought she was with everything with the storyline with Jade and Naomi that was going on, which they had a solid match as well. But I really liked it. I really liked that match. And I think it was good for Rhea to be in a ring where you're with two elite of the elites
Yeah.
in Io Sky and Bianca Belair. Probably, yeah, like elite. If you're making like a top 4, top 5 list of female wrestlers in the company, those are 3 of the 5. Some might say those are the top 3. Like, and I would not be
Yeah.
mad at it. I would not be mad at it if they said that's the top 3. So it's just very. I was very pleased with that match. I was very, very pleased
Oh
with
yeah.
that match.
Me too, man. But I think more than anything, I was excited and thrilled with the main event of night one because if we're being completely honest, the rest, like the whole beginning of the first card of Saturday, it was rough. There weren't a lot of matches that really jump off the page. I thought Tiffany and Charlotte did their thing.
I thought that match was
But
cool. I think a lot of people were hating on them just because they don't really like Charlotte and they feel
I
like
don't like
this was
Charlotte,
with
but it was
her.
a cool
Her,
match.
it was cool. It was cool.
But this the show stealer was Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns because while we might not have seen a 450 splash from any of these guys or anything crazy, we saw storytelling at its finest when Paul Heyman decided to slide a chair into the ring to CM Punk, turn his back, and then actually low blow him. Proceeds to give the chair to his tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Roman's about to hit Seth with the chair. Low blow to Roman Reigns, too. Paul Heyman sides with Seth Rollins. The unthinkable, right? No, I
And
don't think anyone.
Seth Rollins is officially a Heyman guy.
That is just crazy to think about, man. Like when Seth said you owe me one, I was like, what does that mean? Like, what does he mean? Like, there's no way that Paul Heyman's just gonna throw away all of his allegiance to Roman and his best friend CM Punk. But
I think that's exactly what
hey,
happens. I think that exactly what happens because I just I think this is how you kind of get Roman by himself officially. Officially, he is alone. There is no bloodline with him. There is no Wiseman. And so I like that from a story aspect because now you have someone like Cody who just lost the belt to Cena and Rock and that whole company. And now Roman, who's at rock bottom, really doesn't have a title, doesn't have a family, and now doesn't have a Wiseman. Like, so I love how that affects that. And Punk on the other side, I guess he probably got the shortest end of the stick between the 3 of them because let me explain why from like a storytelling
yeah.
perspective. Like, yeah, you're gonna try to rebuild his relationship with him and Wiseman maybe and focus on that, but like, bro, he finally got to do it. That whole sequence of him, flashbacks throughout his career, talking about to main event WrestleMania, from him able to have that moment was awesome. Considering the fact that CM Punk is one of my favorite wrestlers ever, it's very much like I don't want to use the word retirement, but it's very much like that was the last thing to cross off the bucket list for Punk.
I agree. Like, I think that was what I was gonna say about Punk is like you can walk away from this and be like, I had a great match, a show stealing match in the main event at WrestleMania, and that was what he had wanted for years. But now I think this is cool because it opens the door for him to have a rivalry with Seth Rollins and just explore
but that's
more.
my thing. But not maybe explore the ride with Rollins a lot more. But honestly, I'm okay with. I don't want to make this sound like a bad thing, right? If we don't get any more CM Punk, I think I'm okay with it because he's done everything he set out to do since coming back to WWE, and he's done
He
it with
hasn't won the
flying colors.
championship.
He hasn't, but at the same time, he's had some of the best rivalries of his career. The stuff he was doing with Drew McIntyre was amazing. The stuff he's been doing with Seth Rollins was amazing. And yeah, they're going to explore it a little more, but it's very much like contentment. I feel like with CM Punk's character is like he's done everything that he has to do.
I don't know, man. I think CM Punk still wants a little bit of that championship gold. Now that I don't know, for me the title picture is more open than ever with Jay as the WWE champion because again, for as much as I love Jay, there are a lot of people who I think could realistically beat Jay at any given time. So Braun Breaker is going to be an option. We're going to have I mean, John Cena is going to be the interesting one. Who's John Cena going to drop the belt to, and how long is he going to hold on to it? Is he even going to defend it? These are all questions that will be answered on Raw after Mania, and I'm sure the weeks coming up. But do you have any other highlights for Mania that you want to quickly discuss before we close this thing out?
Becky Lynch coming back was cool. I didn't really care too much for the match in and of itself with Liv and Raquel, but I just like adding a GOAT and Becky Lynch back into the fold when it comes to women's division. With Charlotte and Becky, the two OGs back again. It's so strong, that women's division, because you have probably the superstars, right? You got a Rhea, a Bianca, a Liv, a Io Sky, and then right underneath it, you have the OGs. You have the Baileys, you have the Charlottes, you have the Becky Lynches, and you have some of the like the up and comers, Tiff Stratton. You have
Lara
you have
Valkyria.
Yes.
Yeah,
Liv. And you have what's her name from NXT that just moved up?
Oh yeah, we got Roxanne Perez. Yeah,
Roxanne Perez, who's great. Like, and even which again is a part of me for maybe not remember names and terrible names. What's shorty that was teamed up with Tiff a lot of throughout the year? That was Queen of the Ring.
Oh, you're talking about Nia Jax too.
Nia Jax, like this division's really, really. We named what, like 9-10 wrestlers that are really, really, really good. And honestly, for the most part, besides Charlotte and Becky, who just came back, all those people were great this year in different spurts. Yeah. Yes, like Liv and Rhea with their storyline together, Bianca, Jade, Naomi, and Io towards the end of the year, Tiff when she was with Nia Jax. Nia Jax, again, I know you're not the biggest fan of her. I think she's done amazing work this year. I really think she has, especially coming off that injury. But that's I think what that's another thing that I'm excited about from this Mania is how stacked that women's division is.
Yeah, you're 100% right, bro. Because even though Jade Cargill isn't the best worker yet, seeing what she did at Mania, that was really exciting. Those flashes, like some of the moves that she was able to pull off. Yeah, props to her and Naomi for a good match. And the only other really highlight of night one I had was El Grande Americano versus Rey Fenix, because I thought that was a pretty cool match. And people will argue that one should have been on Raw or something, but I thought it was great. Chad Gable pulled out a moonsault senton, which was fucking insane. I mean, sorry, El Grande Americano, not Chad Gable. It's been
I don't know,
proven that they're not the same person, so I don't know why people keep spreading this misinformation on the internet. But yeah, bro, besides that, I want to give a shout out to the Drew McIntyre Damian Priest match too. Drew taking a selfie with Damian Priest during the match and saying "bored at work, lol" is hilarious. And Randy Orton also going against Joe Hendry, his surprise opponent, which was absolutely insane.
I thought hot take. I think Randy Orton's RKO and Joe Hendry is one of the better RKOs that he has in his career.
It's just so funny, dude. It's like perfect.
From the fact the zoom in and the fact that Hendry never looks Orton's direction. Hendry never looks at Orton's direction, so it really was an RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was great, man. WrestleMania had its moments. My biggest complaint about the show, and Ethan, I'm telling you to tune in as the more resident wrestling fan here. On Friday Night SmackDown, we've got a TLC match that should have been on WrestleMania weekend for the tag team championships. It's a triple threat match: the Street Profits versus Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY. Why was this not on the Mania card when New Day and War Raiders? We could have had that on Raw or SmackDown. Like,
and they go, and believe me, that TLC match, they're gonna feel the type of way. They're gonna show out. I have no doubt they're gonna show out just off the strength that they weren't on that.
Dude, I know. I feel like Montez Ford, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, they're all going into that match like we're about to pull off some crazy shit. So I'm excited for that. But overall, it was a fun Mania. Any final thoughts or anything else you want to leave the viewers with before we close this thing out?
No, thank you guys for watching. We are gonna try to come up with an NFL draft video upcoming this week before Thursday. So if you do like the NFL, want to see me engage and some of the guys kick it and talk football a little bit, make sure to subscribe and look out for that. As well as to follow us on Instagram at AWR_podcast. It's gonna be the same at on Twitter and TikTok, where we post a lot of content just throughout every single day. So make sure to check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the Awr Recording Boys. Thank y'all so much for all the support. We appreciate it. And we will see y'all next time.
Peace.
Peace.